Welcome behind the scenes in the studio tour here at Ericsson at the head office. I'm here with Jan. Pleased to meet you, and thanks for inviting me over here. I'm Ronald Van Loon. I'm director at the data analytics consultancy firm. I'm vlogger, blogger, and I host a series of webinars. And today we're going to discuss about telecom service providers on one hand, what their challenges are, and on the other hand, how to monetize their data ecosystems. Jan, maybe you can shortly introduce yourself.
Absolutely. So my name is Jan Karlsson. I'm in charge of BSS in Ericsson. Business support systems.
Business support system, great. So if you look, let's say, at telecom service providers, the challenges that they have is there's enormous pressure in delivering a great customer experience on one hand, and they want to get insights in the whole journey. So each step, whether each device, whether it's a mobile, tablet, but also the retail store, any other device, and in the short future also via all kind of IoT devices, they want to have insights, and the way they can do this is with the help of data and analytics. On the other hand, we see a development of ecosystems, and we can take as an example the data ecosystem from the car, where we have car data, all different kinds of car data, from LiDAR systems, whether it's from cameras, whether it's GPS data, whether it's all kinds of data from the driver, from the car itself. So we see a lot of data generating, and there's a forecast from Gartner that this data monetization has a potential of around $450 billion in 2030. So then it's the question, okay, why is this data monetization so important for telco providers? Maybe you can elaborate on this?
Today, most telcos make money on existing telco services.
Yeah.
Huge majority. And you talk about IoT, but IoT is 0.36% of the revenue, something ridiculous. The bulk of the revenue is really coming from yesterday's services.
Yeah.
And it's a must, an opportunity, but also a must for the operators to find ways to monetize in a better way, smarter way compared to what they're doing today. So, short answer to your question there. There's an opportunity and an obligation for the operators to do more than what they've done in the past.
But the ecosystems are complex, because on one hand you have the end user, how to help these, how to serve this, improve the customer experience.
Correct.
But on the other hand, you have all your partners and how to manage these partners. So everybody is talking about ecosystems, managing them, but nobody really says, okay, this is the way how you should do it. So can you explain how ecosystems and data should be monetized and how it should be managed?
I think it's a super tough question, of course, $1 million
I know,
question,
that's why
$450 billion question. I think the horses for courses. You want to do, what is your role? Do I want to be the master of all?
Correct.
Or do I want to provide an enabler to other people? So the demo that you saw downstairs is a telco partnering up with a gaming company where the gamer doesn't have to pay more, top up the account through, it's basically an intertwined ecosystem where I can pay the gaming company, or I can choose to pay the telco. It's really my choice to do that. And it's an example of offering capabilities, your monetization capabilities and analytics capabilities to other vendors in a friendly, API-friendly way. And I think you can find today examples where it works quite well. The Apple Watch launch, which is basically an ecosystem of Apple working together with operators to enable the eSIM capabilities. I think a really good example of the telco exposing capabilities to other vendors, be it a Facebook, be it an Apple, be it Microsoft, in a more open way than before.
And what are the main challenges that telecom service providers give you as feedback, how to manage this change?
From one aspect is better capabilities. Today, many BSS capabilities are batch oriented. And if you're operating in batch well, like once a month or once a week or once an hour, you're not good enough compared to what the ecosystems want. The ecosystems, especially from an OTT point of view, are real time. So one aspect is everything needs to be real time. Batch is not good enough.
No.
Real time is a fundamental capability. Another one is we want the exposure capability. We want you to help us expose these network assets to other vendors. Give us APIs that are basically not just possible to use from an internal telco point of view, but from an external partner point of view. I think, a second requirement. The third is help us expose analytics information. And there it's very important that it needs to be secure, anonymized, etc. All these type of requirements, but there's a wealth of data that comes from the network that most operators today haven't done such a good job in capitalizing on, not even internally,
No.
even less externally.
And who should take the lead within telecom service providers?
I think the nimblest operators, the most agile operators, some of them will face challenges because it's when you go in new footsteps, you can't really copy somebody else, and you find quite a few examples of people that are agile. I'm not sure if I can mention specific examples here, but you really find operators that are leading the pack compared to others in terms of, okay, this is not good enough what I did before. Typically challenges, because the incumbent maybe has a more solid base. The challenger needs to find new ways of monetizing. So typically number 2, number 3, but of course you see incumbents as well, very, very innovative. Verizon's acquisition of Fleetmatics. Wow, to be able to step out from the telco ecosystem to something completely different is a very, very bold move, a very good move. Singtel in their drive to look for non-telco services, new business models is also truly spectacular, I would say.
Great insight. And what can we expect the coming year, 2 years, if we look to this domain, monetization of data from ecosystems?
I think we'll see these nimbler, more agile operators launching initiatives. Some of them will fail, others will, I think, be amazingly good. An example I think I should bring up is MTN. So you could say, why MTN? Because MTN is making today, I think, close to 20% of the revenue from mobile money. You could say, okay, what does that have to do with it? Well, it has a lot to do with this. One of the capabilities that MTN has in their mobile money initiative is scoring. You say, why is scoring important? Because some of these unbanked subscribers have no credit history, but going back to their telco track record, how their spend has been over the past 2, 3, 4 years, MTN can apply a score, and that score has a value in the external market. So I think that's a really good example of somebody who's stepped outside of the boundaries to find new sources of revenue.
Great examples, Jan. Thanks for having me here. It's really a pleasure. Thanks for watching at the studio tour behind the scenes here from Kista in Sweden.